Welcome to my latest case, Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. To start playing, Dear Ned, remember Sally McDonald, the woman who took those photos that Dad has up in his office? Well, she just bought a house in Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. A gangster named Mickey Malone built it back in the 20s as his country getaway. We're talking major fixer-upper. Anyway, last night Sally called and she said she desperately needed my detective skills. She refused to say why over the phone. Naturally, I said I'd drive to Moon Lake immediately. But weird things started happening the moment I pulled up. First, this big tree fell down behind my car and has me totally blocked in. And then I discovered that Sally's gone. She left a note that suggested something terrible happens here at night. She's supposed to call me from her car. So here I sit, writing to you while I wait for the phone to ring. It's nighttime, and although part of me is dying to know what frightened Sally away, another part of me is starting to feel a little uneasy. I'll let you know what happens. Ever yours, Nancy.
Oh, right into the action.
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's Sally. We have to talk fast because I'm in my car and my cell phone's running low, so we might get cut off. But did you see my note?
Yes, are you all right?
No, I feel awful bailing on you like that. You must think I'm such a flake.
I'm just worried about you. What's wrong?
I couldn't stand the thought of spending another night there. I knew you were on your way, but it didn't help. I just got too scared.
So you left the teenager alone.
What's to be scared of? It's so peaceful and quiet here.
Just wait until it gets dark. Then you'll see. What am I saying? Nancy, you shouldn't be there by yourself either. Why don't you just go get in your car and go home? Or drive to Philadelphia. My aunt's got plenty of room.
No way. You've got me so curious, I wouldn't leave even if I could.
What do you mean?
A tree fell down behind my car just as I was driving up to the house. I'm blocked in.
Oh, the dead maple beside the driveway. Oh, they told me it was in danger of falling over when I had the place inspected. I just never got around to doing anything about it. Listen, call M's Emporium. That's a store on the lake. Emily knows everybody. She'll know who to call if she decides to answer her phone.
It's late. Won't the store be closed?
Where's my brain? Okay, look. I just bought a little outboard motorboat. I haven't used it yet, but the guy who put it in for me said it should run just fine. It's tied up at the dock out front. Just get in it and go. Go anywhere. Just get away from the house.
I can't just take off in your boat. It's pitch black outside.
Then listen to me. Go around the house and lock all the doors and windows. Do that right now.
There aren't any locks on the doors and windows. What are you so afraid of?
The dogs. Those dogs. Out of nowhere. They're outside howling and snarling. Teeth and claws. Horrible.
Dogs? Hello? Did you say dogs? Hello?
Okay then. Nice. What a useless...
What is that?
Sounds like Nancy. Somebody's poisoned the water hole. Oh, that should help. Whoa. That looks like a maze. Nancy, I'm really sorry, but I just can't face another night here. I'm going to my aunt's in Philadelphia. Door is open. Make yourself at home. I'll call you from my car. Sally. Please don't hate me. Dude, you coward. Gloves. That should help. Water. Well, you did ya? And now look what happened.
Leaves that appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth different from the other three. When swans drift by on shimmering blue, I'm the one who plays in the summer dew. When autumn's call brings out the deer, it is I who howls on mornings clear. And when winter comes and birds take flight, look to me to sleep through the long gray night.
Well, I don't know. I'm not good at riddles. Stop that. It's gotta be like wind or something, right? Oh, the dogs are in timeout. But I can't get over how human it sounds. Is it this? Oh, I'm fooling with things I don't understand.
The moon's so bright, I won't need my flashlight.
Nice poem, Nancy.
Rotten floorboards won't hear.
Oh. Wow. That was a quick death. So don't stand over there. No. Don't mind me. I don't want to go to bed.
Something's out there.
I want to give the cat a hug.
Now look what you've done. That was a Strixvaria. At least I think it was. Never know for sure now, will I?
Who are you?
My name's Red Knot. And if you've got a volume knob, I'd appreciate your taking it down a notch before you scare away everything from here to Lancaster.
I'm Nancy Drew. What were all those noises out here just now?
That was me, Miss Nancy Drew, calling in birds. And doing a pretty good job of it, too, till you showed up. Where'd you come from, anyway?
I'm staying here in the old Malone place.
Now, why would you want to do a thing like that? The Malone house is no place for one young woman, let alone two.
What do you know about the woman living here?
I talked to her a couple of times. But you know, the last time I saw her, she wasn't doing so good. She acted real anxious, scared.
Did she say what was wrong?
The dogs. The dogs of Mickey Malone. Legend goes that when Malone was finally arrested and hauled away, his 4 dogs went running off into the woods and were never seen again. People would just hear them, howling like their hearts were broken every night until one by one, they all died and went silent. But every time someone tries living in the Malone house, back they come.
Are you saying Sally's house is haunted by ghost dogs?
Every night, ever since she moved in, you could hear them howling. And some nights the dogs would appear outside the house, running around, snarling and barking and throwing themselves at the doors and windows. And then they'd be gone. They're buried in the cemetery just beyond the house, you know. Them and Malone both.
The dogs would attack her house?
It's like they don't want anybody but Malone living there. I guess they don't know he's dead. And so are they.
Did they ever attack Sally?
She never gave them the chance. After the first attack, she stopped going out at night. Just locked the doors when it got dark and sat tight until morning.
Why haven't the police investigated?
This isn't New York City, Miss Nancy Drew. All they got around here is one officious little park ranger. And all Jeff Akers does is sit around all day trying to figure out how he can get himself transferred out of here to a bigger park.
Do you live close by?
I just come to Moon Lake in the spring to look for birds. Got an observation platform just up the path, kind of my base camp, and I've got a little outboard down there on the lake. Left my car at the big dock up lake. Don't really need it.
Are those the ghost dogs?
Yes, ma'am. Which is why I think it would be a good idea if I went my merry way and you got yourself back inside that house.
One more thing. The water in Sally's well needs to be tested. How do I do that?
Get a sampling kit from Jeff Akers. Ranger station's on the east side of the lake. Good luck, Miss Nancy Drew.
What a grumpy little nerd. Wow. They really do be howling.
This is not good.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god. That dog's ingested uranium. Against better judgment. What happens if I open the door?
I'd better wait until daylight.
Where'd they go?
A face only a gnome could love.
Ooh. Secret key. To this.
It's locked. Oh, the key broke off.
Of course.
It's locked. There's got to be another way to get this open.
Yeah. Well, unless you see a crowbar, Nancy Drew. What is all this stuff? Up. Might say this. Junk. No, apparently junk.
Those look too rotten.
For what? Let me know what we're looking at here. Never mind. Good night, junk. Ooh. In case you get lost right out of a tornado. The music is so jovial. Oh,
Better be careful.
you're right. I don't know if I want to go fooling with that right now. Can I go look at my car? Is my car down this way? Oh. Is this Mr. Grump's bird watching station?
This must be Red's observation platform.
You leave anything behind? I guess not. Boring. Thought I wanted to pick up that rock. Well, I guess nothing to do but go to bed until morning. Good night, ghost dogs. Ah, did that. Good morning, everyone.
The boat's full of water.
Oh,
I need to bail out
shucks.
the boat.
Alright. I'm always bailing out this, but no, that's a bad joke. Never mind. I need a bucket. Oh. What if buckets over here? I could use that tea kettle. Nope. Okay. Maybe Bucket would live in this shed. I saw it. But there's a bucket right there. And we can look at this, but we can't have it. Oh. I'm gassing myself up. That's not even accurate, but made me laugh. That's stuck. What can this pen? Can I unjam it with the pen? Oh,
I gotta have some torque.
gotta have my pops.
I gotta have some torque.
Fine. Okay. I don't think it's happening, Nancy. There we go.
I need a bucket.
You got one. Silly. Oh, excellent. It's all making sense. Problems are just solving problems. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Wait. Got some hammer and nails. A gas mask. What are we up to? Are we making meth? Nancy is Heisenberg. She is the danger. Well,
The spark plug is missing.
I knew we wouldn't be able to just get on this boat.
The spark plug is missing.
Fine. Can I fix some of this though?
Those floorboards need to be replaced. Those floorboards need to be replaced.
That's what I'm trying
This
to do.
doesn't look very safe. Those floorboards need to be replaced.
Hammer
I
it
need
in.
to fix this.
I'm trying. I guess
It's
that's
still
not what
not
she wants.
fixed.
Well, you wouldn't let me. Let's call Bess.
Nancy, how's it going?
Hey, Bess, how'd you know it was me?
Telepathy, of course. Just another of my many talents. You are so full of it. She got caller ID, Nancy. So now, instead of hanging up on the geeks that always call her, she just doesn't answer the phone. Very funny. So what's up?
Believe it or not, on some nights, this house gets attacked by a pack of dogs. Sally's so scared of them, she left me here by myself.
Did you say dogs? She couldn't have, George. Dogs don't attack houses.
They were definitely dogs. They came out of nowhere and started leaping at the windows and scratching at the doors like they wanted to get in.
Maybe that was just their way of being friendly.
These dogs were not friendly, believe me, and they had glowing yellow eyes. A birdwatcher I ran into said they were ghosts.
Ghosts?
The man who built Sally's place on Moon Lake was a gangster. The birdwatcher said that the ghosts of his dogs show up every time someone new tries to live here.
The place is haunted by ghost dogs? Like there's such a thing as ghosts.
But it does sound like you've got another mystery on your hands, Detective Drew.
I can't believe they're offering me a hint already. And you know what? I think I'm gonna take it just to give me a little push.
I could sure use a nice big hint right about now.
The boat's all bailed out. You should be good to go.
Just put your life jacket on, pull the start cord, and let her rip.
Well, you're wrong about that.
Bye, you guys.
Ta-ta. Ciao for now.
That hint was useless. We did it. We found the cemetery. Piffin Path. Piffin Path. Cedric Cosmo Craigie. All right. Goodness. Oh, my pearl. Another board. Stench is so royal. Marbles. Is this a pet cemetery? Born February 8, 1924. Died January 29th, 1932. I feel like I should take a picture of that. Xander, born August 16th, 1923, died January 29th, 1932. On the same day. I wonder what happened to them. Iggy, born November 11th, 1919, died same day, January 29th, 1932. Lucy, born April 4th, 1922, died January 29th, 1932. Poor dogs.
Looks like paw prints.
Sure does. Wow. Surprised that even fit for us. Just making sure. Can't look at anything else. Waldo. Matthias. Snooky. Cute. Okay. Alright. Log. I thought that was going to be harder to navigate, but I think I did all right. Is 3 boards enough to fix this? Well, I did it. Check did that, right?
It's stuck. I need some sandpaper.
Dang. I don't have any. Hmm. Back. All right. Well, I don't know. Well, okay. Who else can we call?
Hello?
Hey, Sally, it's Nancy.
Nancy, did you see them? Did you see the dogs?
Yes, I did, and I can understand why you left. They were pretty frightening. But if it's okay with you, I'd really like to stay and get to the bottom of whatever's going on. That's why you asked me here in the first place, right?
Yes, but Nancy, are you sure?
Positive. Consider Detective Drew officially on the case.
I wish I were even half the trooper you are, Nancy. I have such high hopes for that house. All the beauty there, the wildlife, all the pictures I was going to take. It would break my heart to have to give it up.
I need you to tell me everything you can about those dogs.
They're black and they have yellow glowing eyes and they don't like me one bit.
When's the first time you saw them?
Well, let's see. I heard them the very first night I was here. I heard them almost every night, howling in the distance, but I didn't actually see them until I'd been here about a week. After that, they started appearing pretty much every other night.
When they appeared, did they always do the same thing?
Yes, come to think of it. They always came running up to the house, barking and snarling. They'd lunge at the windows, they'd jump up on the door, they'd run around and bark some more, then they'd run off. What are you getting at?
These attacks seem to involve a lot of choreography, which reinforces my theory that you're not being randomly attacked by a pack of wild dogs, but by dogs who've been trained by someone determined to scare you out of your house at Moon Lake.
Who would want to do that? My closest neighbor lives 2 miles away. My property is surrounded by the state park, but it's off-season, so hardly anybody is in the park. In fact, I bet I talked to a total of 3 people the whole 4 weeks I was at Moon Lake.
Which 3 people?
Let's see, the park ranger, I forget his name, kind of a pain in the neck. Emily Griffin, she's the one who owns that store I told you about. And I ran into this bird watcher a couple of times. Had a funny name.
Red Knot. I've run into him too.
Other than people I may have nodded hello to while getting gas or something, I swear those are the only people I've talked to at Moon Lake.
What about River Heights? Can you think of anyone there who'd want you to sell your house at Moon Lake and move back to River Heights?
You mean like an angry ex-boyfriend or something? Nope, I sure can't.
Since I'm going to be staying here a while, is there anything I should know about the place?
Well, let's see. I've got the water turned off because it's well water and it needs to be tested before I can use it for anything. In fact, if you could get that testing done for me, I'd really appreciate it. Oh, and watch where you walk in the living room. Some of the floorboards are so rotten you could fall right through. And I keep hearing these faint squeaks and rustling type noises coming from below the floor. I hope you're not scared of mice.
Your outboard motorboat is missing a spark plug. Is there one around here by any chance?
I wouldn't know a spark plug if I swallowed one whole. But you need that boat, Nancy. Right now, it's your lifeline. You can't use your car, and believe me, you can't walk anywhere because all the paths around the house end in this thick, horrible brush. You've got to get it fixed. Wait a minute. The bird watcher, he's got a boat. Maybe you could borrow his spark plug or something. Go down the path that's to the right as you look out toward the lake from the house, and you'll eventually see his observation platform. Try him at night. He never seems to be around during the day.
I could really use some sandpaper. Do you have any stashed away somewhere?
Sure don't. Try M's Emporium. That's on the west side of the lake. And brace yourself if you haven't been there yet. The place is something else.
How well do you know the owner?
I feel like I've known her all my life. She's so open and friendly. She likes to make it sound as if Moon Lake used to be a major hangout for criminals and degenerates, which isn't really true and irks some people around here no end. But I figure she's just trying to make a buck.
How do I go about getting your water tested?
Try the ranger station on the east side of the lake. I've been told you can get some kind of kit there.
I'm curious. Why did you characterize the park ranger as a pain in the neck?
I left part of a ham sandwich on a picnic table once. Big mistake. From the way he carried on, you'd think I just made the FBI's 10 most wanted list. I I don't think he likes me. Emily says it's because I wrecked his dream of becoming Super Ranger or something when I bought the Malone house instead of the Parks Department. Me, I think he just basically has a problem relating to people unless they're asking questions or breaking the law.
Where'd all that stuff in your tool shed come from?
It's just junk left behind by previous owners. Came with the house. I've been meaning to take inventory and start pitching stuff, but I didn't. If they ever make procrastination a crime, I'm done for.
The wall hanging in the living room with a poem on it, and those dog carvings in that cabinet above the sofa. What can you tell me about them?
Aren't they cool? They came with the place. Sold the clock. Apparently, Malone had them custom made when he built the house. In fact, they're all built into the house. They're still there because you can't move them.
Has the clock ever worked?
Not for me. Oh, but get this. One day, I was messing with the hands. You know, trying to get them to work. And all of a sudden, one of the 4 little doors flew open, and instead of a cuckoo, this dog popped out and barked 3 times. It's a doggy clock. That Malone, bad as he was, he sure loved those dogs.
Are you aware that you're the proud owner of your very own cemetery?
Yes. When the realtor told me there was a cemetery on the property, I went, ugh. But when I saw how far from the house it was and how small it was, I decided I could live with it, as it were.
So you didn't go out there much?
No.
Talk to you later.
Keep me posted.
Well, I guess she was a little helpful that time. A little. All right. Sounds like we need to talk. Let's take a nap. Nighttime nap time. Oh, it's a whole different vibe at night. Can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was this way. Yo, dog, what's up?
Well, it's Miss Nancy Drew.
Please, just call me Nancy.
I will if you keep your voice down. I just heard a cerulean warbler.
Really? Are they rare?
Something tells me they're gonna be with you around. You didn't come up here to chit-chat, did you?
Do you know much about outboard motors?
Sure do. Only type of motorized vehicle that's allowed on Moon Lake. Heck, if it were up to me, I'd ban them too. Have everybody get around by canoe. Nothing like the threat of physical activity to keep tourists away.
Why don't you like tourists?
I came to see birds, not people. The more people there are in a forest, the fewer birds there are. It's a fact of life. Reason I like to come here is because nobody else does. It's perfect. Not a decent grocery store, restaurant, or motel for miles.
There's no place nearby that sells boat parts? Sally's outboard is missing a spark plug.
I might be able to help you out. After all, I was a Boy Scout. Be prepared.
You mean you have a spark plug I could buy?
Well, just so happens I've got 2 spark plugs right here in my pocket. Question is, if I give you one, what do I get for it? I don't need cash, but maybe you could take a few pictures for me. Know how to use a digital camera?
Sure. What would you like me to take pictures of?
Birds, of course. There's a couple of birds I'm supposed to take pictures of for PEPSOB. That's People for the Preservation and Study of Birds. You can recognize them by their songs, which are on this tape, which you can play on my cassette player, which you're gonna have to get from M's Emporium as soon as you get your boat fixed. Think you can handle that?
I know I can.
Here's everything you'll need. M's Emporium is up lake on the west side. Not that I'm trying to get you out of my hair or anything, but try not to come pestering me till you're done, okay? One more thing. You smoke?
Cigarettes? No.
These woods may not look it, but they're tinder dry. One lit match, and the best bird habitat on the East Coast will go up in smoke. So watch what you do. Because if anything like that happens, I won't be looking for birds anymore, I'll be looking for you. Watch yourself out there.
She answered that question like a stoner does. Oh, man. All right. Let's go take another nap so we can get on that boat. At least he gave me the spark plug first.
I gotta have some torque.
Gotta have my pops. Already said that, didn't I?
I gotta have some torque. I gotta have some torque.
Oh my god. Hold on.
I gotta have some torque.
Where do you want it? Oh. I think I get it. One and done. Did I do it? We
I
happy?
gotta have some torque.
Oh my god. Calm down. Positive, 0. Okay. I think I understand. Alright, so I think the red is 0.
I gotta have some torque.
Shut up! So that would be a positive, negative, positive. Right? Are we not satisfied with this? Oh, no, we are. Hey, Em.
Hey there! Welcome to M's Emporium. I'm Emily Griffin.
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm staying out at the old Malone place. You know, the house Sally McDonald bought?
Now, what's she doing inviting guests out to that old dump?
She's got a little problem she's hoping I can solve. But right now, I need a chainsaw.
A chainsaw?
A tree fell down in the driveway behind my car, and now I'm blocked in.
I'll get Tucker Davis to take care of it. Gotta warn you, though. Tucker tends to do things in his own sweet time. So how come Sally ain't with you?
The ghost dog scared her off.
I told her. I said, Sally, that old house is gonna be nothing but trouble. And sure enough, Malone's hounds have come back. Just when we all thought they were finally resting in peace.
Have you ever seen the dogs?
Nope. Don't want to, neither. Just hearing 'em howl's bad enough. Scares the bejeebies out of me.
When was the last time they appeared?
Seems like they show up every time somebody buys the place. So the last time would have been 10, 15 years ago.
I caught a strange man prowling around last night. He called himself Red Knot.
The bird watcher. Comes in every so often to stock up on that weirdo food he eats. You know how them tree hugger types are.
It seemed to me that he was more into watching birds than hugging trees.
Yeah, well, whatever. One thing's for sure, he's gonna wind up with a dose of buckshot in his hind end if he keeps tramping through people's yards making noises like he just popped out of a UFO.
Mr. Knott did me a favor, and in return he asked me to pick up a cassette player from you.
Oh yeah, I got it right here. Thought maybe the old coot had forgotten he left it here. What else can I do you for?
These so-called ghost dogs left very real paw prints. I saw some near the cemetery that's by the Malone house. Have you ever been there?
Can't say as I have. Poking around cemeteries ain't exactly a hobby with me.
Does the name Waldo Matthias mean anything to you?
Can't say as it does.
Where do you find your... Achoo!
Bless you. It's all the dust. Sometimes I think it grows on this stuff.
Some of those old bottles are beautiful. Where'd you get them?
Found 'em. See, back in the days of Prohibition, that old Malone place used to be Party Central. Only way to get to and from back then was by boat. And when those boats dumped, on account of bad weather or bad driving or the feds suddenly showing up, well, everything from diamond necklaces to full bottles of illegal booze sank to the bottom of the lake.
So it's finders keepers, huh?
That's right. See, recovering objects from the lake bed is illegal. According to Squeaky Wheel Acres, dragging the lake for artifacts was upsetting its delicate eco balance. So, thanks mostly to his constant squawking, the state banned it.
Squeaky Wheel Acres?
Jeff Akers, local park ranger. I keep telling him all this stuff washed up on shore. But does that snobby little stickler for rules believe me?
Sounds like you aren't real fond of Ranger Acres.
Jeff Akers could take all his precious rules and regulations and take a flying leap. Now, I got nothing against getting more customers in here, mind you. But I kind of like Moon Lake the way it is. Small, quiet, out of the way. But Jeff Akers, why, there's nothing he'd like better than to see all the lake and all the property around it turned into one big, noisy, jam-packed state park.
Why would he want that?
He's the type of guy who likes to boss people around, makes them feel important. So if the park got way bigger and was crawling with tourists, why, instead of giving out maybe one ticket for littering every 2 days, he'd be giving out 12 tickets every 2 hours. He'd be in heaven. Well, hey, I'm sure you got better things to do than getting your ear chewed off by yours truly.
I need to buy something.
You want it? I got it. Long as you pay cash, that is.
That's just it. I'm running kind of low on cash. Would it be possible to start a line of credit?
My daddy always said, neither a borrower nor a lender be. But I'll tell you what, seeing as how you're a friend of Sally's and seeing as how I got some things around here that could use doing, I guess we could work something out. What is it you need?
Do you sell sandpaper by any chance?
I do, but Mr. Birdbrain was in last week and cleaned me out. Said he was tired of that observation platform of his giving him splinters in his hinter regions.
I've disturbed him enough already. Would anyone else around here have some?
He's your only hope, but you better ask him for it quick. That deck of his is pretty big, and those squares I sold him are pretty small.
Guess I'll see you later.
Always a pleasure.
I don't like her. Live bait. Moon Lake Antiques, huh? Dog plates. Buy a piece of the past. 80 years ago, Moon Lake was crawling with gangsters, flappers, and jazz musicians from the big city. They traveled to and from parties by boat and were so rich that if they accidentally dropped something in the lake, they wouldn't even bother going after it. Each item you see here was fished out of Moon Lake and most likely belonged to some wealthy big shot. By legal means. That's funny. Don't go home without buying at least one genuine artifact from the Roaring 20s. That's kind of cool. M. Benson Aviation. Millie gets you there. Is that all? Coco Crinkle! Okay, how do I get out? I would like to leave. Ooh. Take a big long trek.
Hello, can I help you?
Hi, my name's Nancy Drew. I'm visiting Sally McDonald. Are you the park ranger?
Park Ranger Jeff Akers, at your service. Let's see, Sally McDonald is the woman who bought the old Malone place.
That's right. Only she's gone back to Philadelphia. Malone's dogs got to her.
Don't tell me she believes all that ghost dog stuff.
So you know the legend?
I know almost everything about this area. Not only have I lived here all my life, but you're standing in the unofficial Moon Lake Museum of Factual and Natural History. I'm its equally unofficial curator.
What's your take on all this ghost dog stuff?
Whatever's out there, I'm sure they're no more and no less than exactly what they look and sound like. Dogs. Living, breathing, very noisy dogs.
Why do you think dogs would attack Sally's house?
Dogs can be trained to do almost anything.
Any idea what would make a dog's eyes glow yellow?
Something in their diet, maybe? Some oddball vitamin or protein.
Do you have something I could use to test the well water at Sally's?
Sure do. Simple to use, too. Just pump some water into this vial, return the sample to me, I'll send it off, and in a day or two, you'll find out whether or not your water's fit to drink.
Does everyone out here have a well?
Everyone who doesn't want to die of thirst does. Hooking up to a municipal water supply is out of the question. Too expensive.
What do you know about the cemetery behind the Malone house?
People are buried there. Beyond that, what's to know?
Is Malone buried there?
That's the rumor.
The inscription on one of the tombstones reads Waldo Matthias. Does that name ring any bells?
Not in my steeple.
Would it be okay if I looked around?
Please do. And if you have any questions, any more questions, just ask.
Would you mind mailing this letter for me?
Not at all.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure. Oh, and one last thing. The deer mouse population has boomed this year, so please take precautions if you're cleaning out any area where they may have nested. They can carry some nasty diseases.
Thanks for the tip, Ranger Acres.
No, I do like him. I think he's alright. Which may mean that he is the villain, because I have terrible instincts when it comes to the characters in these games. A computer. Moon Lake database of fascinating factoids. Health and safety tips, history of Moon Lake, nature slideshow, park regulations. Designed, compiled, and maintained by Park Ranger Jeff Akers. He's a busy man. I don't want to get into all that right now, though.
I probably shouldn't mess around with this without Ranger Acres' permission.
Then why'd you set it up out here in the lobby? President Franklin D. Roosevelt, Civilian Conservation Corps. In 1932, when the United States was in the throes of the Great Depression, presidential candidate Franklin D. Roosevelt recognized that the country was facing two very serious problems. Its natural resources were rapidly being destroyed by soil erosion and deforestation, and thousands of able-bodied men were unemployed and desperately looking for work. So when he was elected, Roosevelt immediately compelled Congress to pass the Emergency Conservation Work Act. It called for the establishment of a peacetime army of men who stationed at various camps throughout the country. Would undertake work projects that would save and revitalize the nation's forests while allowing the men to earn much needed paychecks. That's actually pretty sick. Pretty awesome. By the end of 1935, this army, called the Civilian Conservation Corps, had been successfully mobilized and was hard at work. 500,000 enrollees were stationed at 2,650 camps, which were located in all 48 states, as well as the territories of Hawaii and Alaska. The men undertook projects ranging from building roads and fire towers to stringing telephone lines to planting billions of trees. When the CCC was abolished in 1942, it had left its mark on every state in the nation. The importance of its role in the development of recreational facilities in national, state, county, and metropolitan parks throughout the country cannot be understated. The building in which you're now sitting is a testament to the dedication and determination of Roosevelt's Tree Army, a CCC train transporting supplies. Wow. Man, that's a really cool idea. Log. Hey kids, check out Moon Lake's nature highlights. Get monked. Gray squirrels over there, huh? We got brown squares where I live. Eastern tiger swallowtail. I would assume that was a bird, but it's a butterfly. Trout. White-tailed deer. Skunk. Dame's rocket. Otters. I love when they hold hands. Buttercups. Great blue heron. Red-tailed hawk. Ooh, That's a lot of info. We'll come back to that. Poison ivy. Learn to identify the poison ivy plant, and you will have taken the first step in avoiding poison ivy. The popular saying, "Leaves of three, beware of me," is a good rule of thumb for poison ivy. He was sensitive. Some people are very sensitive to poison ivy. They can develop a severe rash with blisters and extreme swelling. Such severe cases need medical treatment. Ooh, yikes. You can prevent the misery of poison ivy by looking out for the plant when you are outdoors. You can destroy these weeds with herbicides in your backyard. What? Okay. I'm sure. Remember that. Leaves of three. Giardias. Giardiasis, or beaver fever, is an illness caused by a parasite that lives in the intestines of people and animals. These hard cell cysts are expelled into the environment in the waste matter of infected animals or humans and stay in the soil until they contaminate a food source and are accidentally ingested, or until they are carried into streams, rivers, lakes, or recreational bodies of water such as pools and hot tubs. Ew. Symptoms usually occur 1 to 2 weeks after the parasite is ingested. Diarrhea, abdominal cramps, upset stomach. In healthy people, these symptoms will usually disappear on their own after about a month. Oh my god, a month? It is very contagious, but it is preventable by washing hands thoroughly with soap and water before eating and handling food and after using the toilet. Please, please wash your damn hands, you filthy animal. Never drink untreated water from streams or lakes when hiking or camping, and always wash and or peel raw foods and vegetables that may have come in contact with contaminated soil or water. If you must use water that you suspect contains Giardia, heat the water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute, or filter it using a filter that has been NSF rated for cyst removal. Sick. Not in the good way. I don't know if I want to read about more viruses. Ugh. Forest fire prevention. It's up to the people using our nation's parks and forest lands to prevent forest fires. While some fires are started by lightning, the most devastating fires tend to be started by human carelessness. Use common sense. No smoking allowed anywhere on park grounds. Fireworks and firearms of any kind are strictly prohibited. Campfires are allowed in the park, but only in designated areas. No fire is allowed on park beaches at any time. Don't let 1 minute of carelessness destroy what it took nature decades to create. Fair enough. Anyway, I'm feeling antsy. Let us... First of all, I want to point out this. Is that a dog bone? Is that a dog bowl? To Sally's. Okay. Let's listen to this tape.
American goldfinch. Northern cardinal. Red-tailed hawk. Western tanager.
Okay. So we need to get pictures of them? Oh yeah, that's right, because I was like wigged out by him wanting pictures. Let's go get lost in the woods. That sounds like the crow.
Tweet, tweet.
Nancy.
Tweet, tweet.
Nancy, shut up. I'm gonna scare them all away. Is it? Where is it? I don't see this bird. Take it. Thank you. All right. It's a little more forgiving than I expected it to be.
Tweet, tweet.
Tweet, tweet. Tweedly, tweet. God. What a sound. Yeah. Blue jay. So far, so good.
Come back.
Shoot. What'd I do?
I must have scared it.
Why? How? I cannot be any quieter. Right. Mm,
I must have scared it.
How? How am I scaring the birds?
Come back.
Damn it. Are they less afraid at night?
I must have scared it.
Damn
I must have scared it.
How do I get out of here? So the fallen tree, I need to go left. Well, let's check in with Bessett and George.
Nancy, how's it going?
This caller ID stuff is going to take some getting used to.
I'm here too, Nan. What's going on?
There's a private cemetery in the woods out back. Malone and his dogs are supposedly buried there.
Creepy.
And there were paw prints in the cemetery. Fresh paw prints.
Are you sure you're going to be all right there by yourself? We'd volunteer to drive out there and keep you company, but unfortunately my car's in the shop, and you know what a scaredy cat George is.
That's okay. There's really no room, and believe me, living conditions here are pretty primitive.
Scaredy cat, huh? You're gonna pay for that remark, dear cousin.
Moon Lake is gorgeous, but it's so remote. The park ranger is the closest thing they have to a sheriff around here.
Park ranger? What's he like?
Which, as we all know, is Bess's way of saying, park ranger? Is he cute?
Not true, George. Nancy thinks everybody's cute, so what would be the point? Anyway, Nancy, you were saying?
His name's Jeff Akers. He's very helpful, polite, efficient, knowledgeable.
Sounds boring.
In fact, he probably knows more about the area than all the other residents of Moon Lake combined.
Sounds very boring.
What's he know about these alleged ghost dogs?
He thinks they're just plain old dogs that for some reason like to run around at night scaring people.
And what does Detective Drew think about the dogs?
I think Sally had good reason to be scared of them. I don't blame her for leaving, which leads me to think that maybe that was the whole idea.
Somebody had those dogs attack Sally in order to scare her away?
Why would anybody do that? She was there for less than a month.
You'd have to be a total creep to make enemies that fast. And Sally's one of the nicest people I know.
Ooh, Nancy! Speaking of cute guys, Frank and Joe Hardy called. I filled them in on where you are and what you're doing, and they're dying to hear from you.
Oh, yeah? What are they up to?
Compared to you, nothing. As I was telling them about this latest case of yours, I could hear them turning green with envy right through the receiver.
Their number is 280-555-4865. Bess didn't recognize it when they called and almost didn't answer the phone.
Good thing my cousin here has a memory like an elephant, huh?
What's that supposed to mean?
Call them, Nancy. They're dying to hear from you. But remember, Frank's cute and all that, but George and I want to hear from you, too.
Yeah, no fair discussing the case with them from now on and not with us. Promise you'll keep us up to speed?
I promise. This birdwatcher I met has got me taking pictures of birds for some survey he's doing. He's a bit of a grump.
Does he live nearby?
No, he just kind of hangs out in the woods. In fact, I only see him at night.
Interesting. He's in the woods at night. The dogs are in the woods at night.
Could he have had a reason for wanting Sally out of the Malone house?
As far as I know, he and Sally were on good terms. But I also know that Red doesn't seem to have much use for any life form that doesn't molt.
He sounds like my Uncle Zach. He's into birds. Only he doesn't watch them. He hunts them, then shoots them. I never really liked my Uncle Zach.
I could sure use a nice big hint right about now.
That pump doesn't work because it needs to be primed.
Maybe there's a fascinating factoid on pumps in that database Ranger Akers has.
Did I mention that all the water in Sally's house comes from a well?
Ew, really? Does it taste like rotten eggs?
Not all well water tastes like rotten eggs, Bess.
I don't know if it does or not. Because the well is so old, I need to get the water tested before I drink it.
Good plan. Nothing will wreck your day faster than a nice tall glass of contaminated water.
Bye, you guys.
Don't be a stranger.
Take care.
I did not mean to get that hint from them, but I guess We'll go follow that hint. Back to Akers, who people unfairly hate. Fascinating factoid. Health and safety? Well water. Oh, priming a pump. Priming a pump. Shallow well pumps, which can lift water a maximum of 25 feet at sea level, operate on the same principle as a drinking straw. The action of the pump sucks air out of the intake or drop pipe that extends down into the well water, and when a partial vacuum is created, air pressure does the rest, pushing water up the intake pipe and out the spout of the pump. When a pump seems to stop working, that is, when it fails to suck any water up and out the spout no matter how much the handle is pumped, it probably needs to be primed. To prime a pump, simply pour potable, drinkable water into the top of it and pump the handle until water flows from the spout. It's a good idea to fill a container with the water right away and keep it nearby so you'll have water the next time the pump needs priming. A pump needs to be primed because built into the pump is a cylinder through which runs a plunger. One end of the plunger is attached to the pump handle. The other end is attached to a valve which opens when the handle is raised and closes when the handle is pushed down. The sides of the valve, its leathers, must be wet in order to create enough of a seal with the edge of the cylinder to pull the air out of the intake pipe and allow air pressure to force water up the pipe, into the cylinder, and out the spout. The longer the pump goes without being used, the drier these leathers will become. Of course, in time, these valve or cup leathers will eventually wear out and have to be replaced. Well water should be tested at least once a year to make sure no chemicals or disease-causing microbes have contaminated the water. See wells and well water. All right. That helps. Back to Sally's. This bottle of water should do it. Yeah.
I don't need water right now.
Wasteful. Oh, look, paw prints. Now back to Acres.
You're back.
I have that water sample. What do I do with it?
Just give it to me, and I'll take care of it.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here. You're back.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
I thought maybe you had the answer for me right away. What are the chances that we could just plunder a little bit of that sandpaper? Unlikely. I guess I should take my daily nap. I know you said not to bother you, but tell me what I'm doing wrong. And also sandpaper, please.
You find all the birds?
I found some birds, but no matter how quiet I am, I've been scaring other birds away before I can take their picture. What am I doing wrong?
You're wearing those clothes. That's what you're doing wrong. You need to blend in, like me. Go back over to M's tacky tourist trap and get yourself some camouflage gear. Only sensible thing that money grubber carries.
I'm sorry to keep bugging you, but I need some sandpaper. Emily said you might have some?
Here, take it and scram. I was just about to call in a meadowlark. That was always Ruth's favorite.
Was Ruth your wife?
Good heavens, no. My wife had no patience for birding. Ruth was my dog. Border collie. She'd hear a meadowlark, and by golly, her ears would perk, and she'd cock her head, and she'd just come as close to smiling as ever a dog could.
Do many people around here own dogs?
Not really. Most people don't bother. The place is surrounded by park land, and Ranger Acres just loves enforcing the leash laws. There it is again. Take your sandpaper and go sand something, okay?
All right, that was actually pretty helpful.
It's stuck.
There we go. This is definitely some sort of like directional puzzle, isn't it? I don't know the answer. Does it have something to do with this poem or riddle? Is it a poem riddle? Okay. Summer. When autumn's call brings out the deer, it is I who howls on mornings clear. Yeah, so spring. But what does that tell us? Let me consult my notes. Okay, my notes did not help me. Let's just go back to M's. I feel more confident about getting camouflage out of her anyway.
Howdy, Nancy.
To make a long story short, I need some camouflage gear.
Got some right over here. One size fits all. But I'm running kind of low on bait. So if you go out and get me, oh, say a dozen little critters, I'll give you the camos.
A dozen little critters?
Worms, spiders, beetles, grubs. Anything that wriggles on its belly'll do. Just look under stuff. Rocks, logs, dead leaves. Should be able to find 12 in no time.
Do I need some kind of permit?
Things ain't quite that bad around here. Least not yet. Now, if Jeff Akers' daddy was still around, you might get arrested for cruelty to animals or some such nonsense. Joe Akers used to be the deputy sheriff. Real critter lover, that one was.
Joe Akers is Jeff's father?
That's right.
Guess I'll see you later.
Always a pleasure.
Joe Akers, like she knew who that was. All right. Maybe this is where those logs and stones and such come in. Got any
Those look too
critters?
rotten.
Oh, I'm looking for critters. Spiders? There were spider webs everywhere. I thought surely. Got one. Two. Crunchy yet satisfying? No, slimy yet satisfying. Make sure I didn't miss any rocks. 3. Those little bastards are fast, though. Let's go! Nothing under the shoe, huh? Did I get this one? Still nothing under that one, huh? Ooh, that was a big one. Jump scare. Hey, yeah. Nothing? Alright, so maybe there are some nighttime bugs. Check under some of these. Alright, time to go take our nap. Alright, you nighttime bugs.
I'd better wait until daylight.
I just can't even look at it. Dang. Ooh, that one glowed. That was cool. Dang it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We only need 4 more. Ooh, is that a 2 for 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Only need 2 now. Maybe there are spiders in the shed now. Guess not.
It's not safe to take the boat out at night.
I guess you're probably right. Hmm. It's been a week since I came back to this and I kind of forgot what I was doing. Oh, bugs. That's right. I keep thinking that there should be bugs here.
Those look too rotten.
I don't even want those. I want the crunchy bugs. Please. Look here. That would be a place for bugs.
I'd better wait until daylight.
Fine. See ya in the AM.
I need a bucket.
Well, sure, but... Yeah, fuck it. We'll carry around a water bucket.
I don't need water right now.
Oh, Nancy! Rude. Wasteful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hell yes. I think that's all I needed. Let's go, let's go, let's go, Nancy Drew. So peaceful. So beautiful.
Hey, Nancy, how's the bait finding coming along?
Got 'em right here.
Well, now, you done all right for a city gal. Here you go. Hope whatever you're hiding from won't catch you. How you holding up?
That was a funny laugh. I like that laugh. Oh, that was a terrible impression. Forget that happened.
Any word from Tucker, what's his name? He hasn't been by to move that tree yet.
I'll give him another call. But like I said, the man marches to the beat of another drummer. A very slow drummer.
Guess I'll see you later.
I guess you will.
Do you think I'm automatically wearing these clothes? Into the forest I go. That's not a song. Click, 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 click. I think the cardinal is this way. There we go. Only 2 more. Is that other one on the other side? I think so. Sorry. Yep, we like to look at that. What the fuck? Yeah, I'll turn around. So not that way. This way with the shoe? Nope. So, maybe down this way. To the right of the scarf? To the left of the scarf. There we go. Okay. And I heard some chirping over by the cellar. So, when I was a kid, the fact that the text was that kind of like creepy red color always made me think it was kind of eerie. Honk. I guess they're not honking, are they? Root tootin'. Okay, well they're not tweeting now. No. What if it's like right over by him? No. Do we have our one night bird? Keep thinking there's something gonna be happening at night. Nope. Not there. No. Over by the cemetery? Nope. Okay.
American goldfinch. American robin. Blue jay.
Oh. Check with Red about the last one. Okay. I found a clue on what to do next. But that means I have to go take another nap. Back to the bed. One of my most handy spy tools. I guess I'm not a spy. Detective equipment. Oh.
How's the bird watching coming along?
I just can't seem to find a red-tailed hawk. Any suggestions?
Well, there's gotta be lots around here. You haven't been going around wearing sunglasses and earmuffs, have you?
No, Red, I haven't.
Well, according to my bird map, they like to nest in the big tree that's just to the southwest of the Malone house. I suggest you park yourself nearby and wait. Bound to spot one sooner or later.
See you in a while.
Just remember, eyes open, mouth shut.
The big tree. Is that on my map? There's a tree stump. The south. Oh. Is it on that thing? Okay. Let's peek around at night. Hmm. The fallen tree? They're tree stumps. Hmm. Oh my goodness. All right, these are daytime matters. Is it the big tree that fell over? Which one is the big tree? I really don't know. This? Hello?
Nope, no hawks. I don't see any hawks.
Does that mean I am in the right way, though? This has got to be for something. An old stump. I know where there's a stump. Well, she had nothing to say about the stump, so. Now what? Why have you forsaken me? Do I literally just wait? Because I feel like this has got to be what they're talking about. It has got to. The rock looks at me. I look at the rock. God damn it. What if I don't look at it? What if I look at this? You know what? What if I go back and bother him? What if I tell him that his advice sucks? Is that a hawk? I'm gonna go heckle him. Tell him what, Fuller?
How's the bird watching coming along?
See you in a while.
Terrible.
Down a notch. Remember.
Hardy boys, I need a hint.
Hello?
Hey, Joe, it's Nancy.
Nancy, how's it going? No, wait, don't answer that. Talk about the weather or something.
The weather?
Yeah, that'll give me time to grab the other phone and take it outside. Frank's washing the car. He'll kill me if he misses anything. Here, wait a sec. Take a break, it's Nancy. Hang on, he's putting the hose down. He's drying his hands. He's walking over.
Nancy, hi. What's up? Bess and George say you've got another mystery on your hands.
Or should we say, on your paws.
They told you about the dogs?
We made them tell us everything. Pumped them dry.
As you may have guessed, we're not exactly rolling in detective work here.
So you're living vicariously through me.
It's not the first time, sad to say.
What conclusions have you reached so far, Detective?
If nothing else, those ghost dogs are very well trained. I'm watching to see who owns and/or trains dogs around here.
Good plan. But don't forget, a really smart perpetrator is going to make it look like he or she has no connection to dogs whatsoever.
But then a really, really smart perp might have dogs all over the place and not bother to hide it, because he or she would figure you'd never suspect anyone so obvious.
Emily Griffin doesn't seem to have any dogs.
Uh-oh. Move her up on your suspect list.
I'd move her down.
You know, Joe, something tells me we're not helping.
I'm convinced that someone is using those ghost dogs to scare Sally into abandoning Malone's house. If I can just figure out why, I might be able to figure out who.
Never hurts to look for motive.
Malone and his 4 dogs are supposedly buried in a little cemetery near the house. They've all got headstones inscribed with when they were born and when they died.
That's interesting. Did Malone have family?
Not that I'm aware of.
Then who had the tombstones inscribed?
That's exactly what I was wondering.
Sounds like this latest puzzle of yours is still missing a few pieces.
I seem to be getting nowhere fast. Anybody have any suggestions?
We can probably come up with a few.
But we're not going to make it easy for you.
After all, it's your case, not ours. Be sure to notice what shows up behind each dog in the clock after you turn one of the dogs in the cabinet.
Psychologists call it feedback.
The trick is to turn each dog in the right direction. But until you figure out what the right direction for each dog is, I guess you will have pretty much hit the wall.
Later, guys.
We'll be waiting.
That was an incredible clue. Okay. All right. Vidis, you know what? We'll just snap a picture. Boop. And that will tell us more. Trees. For who? Is that Vitus? Vitus? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So back to my pictures. All right, Vitus is born in February, so that's probably like a winter, right? See what that does. Nope. I think that's a winter. That's what I would assume of blue. So whatever the last dog is facing, I think is what I want for Vitus or Vitus. All right. Iggy was born in November, which is maybe those deer. Lucy was born in April. Xander was born in August. Oh, wow. I didn't even have to check. As soon as I knew one, I knew them all. Ooh, it's dark in here. Oh, we're just gonna take that? Okay. Goodness. This place is creepy. Interesting. Let's pop a photo of that.
It could be mice making that sound.
I don't know the code.
William Akers? I wonder if he's related to Jeff Akers.
Philadelphia Gazette, October 9th, 1927. Thoughts on Thuggery by Ethan Collier. That sounds racist. The truth about Mickey Malone, as told by his most trusted employee, William Akers. Oh. Makes that goody two-shoes Jeff Akers seem like maybe he has something to hide? Mr. Malone has never spent a night in jail, and he never will, said William Akers. And you know why? Because he's just an ordinary Joe trying to run an ordinary business. He said this with such conviction that for a moment this reporter honestly thought Akers was talking about somebody other than Mickey Malone, the notorious gangster. But I was standing on the porch of Malone's getaway home at Moon Lake, having bushwhacked through thick brush from the east side of the lake to avoid detection and probable eviction by his bodyguards. And I was talking to the man who, according to the police, is the only person Malone trusts. I ought to know. I see him every day, Akers went on. He doesn't deserve all the grief you newspaper hacks give him. He's a rich man because his laundromats are fine establishments, and people like to wash their clothes there. All this talk about him being a bootlegger is just plain hogwash. When I asked if I could talk to Malone, Akers said Malone was out walking. Like I said, he's an ordinary guy who likes to do ordinary things. When I asked him if I could wait for him, he said, "What for? Anything you want to know about Mickey Malone, I can tell you. I've worked for him for 15 years. When I said all I wanted was the truth, he said, then you're in luck, because that's what I just told you. And now I suggest you leave. Mickey's a swell guy, but he's got these 4 big dogs, see? And sometimes they don't mind so good." I took the hint and left, but as I struggled through the brush to get back to my car, I realized something. Akers hadn't told me the truth about what Mickey Malone did. I knew that. But he had told me an important truth when it came to what Mickey Malone was. Mickey Malone was someone who had at least one extremely loyal employee. I ask you, good citizens of Philadelphia, how many so-called legitimate businessmen can say the same thing? Tomorrow, reflections on Houdini Master Magician. Okay. Well, actually I want to go back down there. There's got to be something else going on here. How do I test for mice? What does that mean? Okay. Whatever. Now let's call Bess and George and see if they have a different hint. Because I'm already lost.
Hello?
Bess, it's Nancy.
I know that. What's going on?
I found the coolest old newspaper. It's from 1927, and on the front page is an article about Mickey Malone and a man named William Akers.
Akers? Any relation to Park Ranger Jeff Akers?
I haven't asked him yet, but according to the newspaper, William Akers was Mickey Malone's most trusted employee, his #1 go-to guy.
Where'd you find it?
You know how I always seem to wind up in houses with secret passageways?
Sometimes I think they follow you around.
Well, I found these hidden stairs leading from the living room into the cellar.
What's down there?
That's what's weird. The stairs led down into this empty space. There's some kind of safe in the wall and a set of stairs leading to a door that goes outside, but that was it.
Why would Malone bother hiding a staircase if it didn't go somewhere important?
Actually, maybe I should talk to Jeff before I go getting a hint.
Bye, you guys.
Good luck, Nancy. And stay in touch.
You're back.
I found a newspaper dating back to 1927 in Sally's house. Since you're kind of an expert on the history of Moon Lake, do you mind if I ask you some questions about Mickey Malone?
Not at all.
The article mentioned that a man named William Akers used to work for Malone. Is he a relative of yours?
No. Quite a coincidence, I'll admit, but no. I am in no way related to the head flunky of some two-bit gangster and his gang of thugs.
I found this old picture in Sally's house. Do you know who these people are?
The man is Mickey Malone, I know that. I'm guessing that this is his girlfriend, Vivian Burnett, I think her name was. And judging by the year of that brand new Ford in the background, I'd say the picture was taken in 1928.
She was probably as familiar with Malone's house and his dogs as he was. Think there's any chance she's still alive?
Tell you what, Miss Drew. Why don't I go through my files and see what I can dig up on this mystery woman? I'm a busy man, but like I always say, I'm here to serve.
When and why was Malone arrested?
I'm sorry, Miss Drew. As usual, I'm a little pressed for time. If you have more questions, why don't you sit down at the computer and peruse the Moon Lake database of fascinating factoids that I've put together?
What happened to Akers and the rest of Malone's gang after he went to prison?
Fortunately for Moon Lake, they all left and went their separate ways.
Have you gotten the results back from that water sample I left with you?
I meant to call the Department of Health today for a status report, but frankly, I've been way too busy.
Sounds like Moon Lake could use 2 rangers.
If I were in charge of just 10 more acres of parkland, they'd give me an assistant, and I could devote more time to the acquisition of more land and eventually put Moon Lake on the map as one of the biggest, most popular parks in the state.
Why didn't the Parks Department buy the Malone property instead of Sally?
She outbid them, the cheapskates.
Well, if those dogs scare Sally away for good, other people are bound to think twice about buying the place. The bank will lower its price, and you'll have your land.
You're insinuating things again, Miss Drew.
I'm sorry, I really am. It's just that Sally's my friend, and I'd really like to find out why someone's doing this to her.
Tell you what, if you're serious about making amends, there's some boxes by the computer labeled with dates. They're from the estate of a local history buff. She kept everything from newspaper clippings to old photos to recipes for apple crisp. She put everything in envelopes, then numbered them by year using Roman numerals. Just put the envelopes in order by year with the earliest date in front. Oh, and if you're rusty on Roman numerals, there's an entry on them in the computer.
Okay if I read what's in the envelopes?
Don't go reading anything until you're through, or take my word for it, you'll never get finished.
I've been trying to take pictures of birds for this guy named Red Knot. Ever met him?
Oh yes, the Birdman. I'd stay away from him if I were you.
Why? Is something wrong with him?
He's a fanatic. He's got it in his head that Moon Lake would be the best birdwatching venue in the world except for one thing: too many people. Believe me, if there was a way to get this park shut down and all the homes on the lake torn down, he'd do it in an instant.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
Oh my goodness! Hello! Friend is friendship. Hi. Hello, you sweet thing. Where was this guy last time?
You're back.
I noticed you have a dog.
That's Yogi, who never goes out unless he's on a leash. Park rules.
I couldn't help but notice that he's about the same size as those ghost dogs were.
I hope you're not suggesting I trained Yogi to run around in the middle of the night barking and attacking houses.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Let's see. Jeff said the envelope with the earliest date goes down in the front of each box.
Okay. All right. So I do know my Roman numerals. However, this MCM shit is a little confusing. Oh. Never mind. Oh. So MCMXXXIX is 1939. We know that much now. Okay. Oh.
Now that they're all sorted, I can do some reading.
It turns out that I was not reading how this should go right, so that's what was messing me up. Oh, wait. So I probably want something in the 19, in like these two sections, right? Philadelphia mobster dies in Leavenworth. February 13th, 1941, Michael Mickey Malone died yesterday of liver failure in the federal penitentiary at Leavenworth, Kansas at the age of 52. Born in Newark, New Jersey in 1889, Malone owned and operated Philadelphia Duds and Suds, a chain of laundromats and dry cleaners that allowed him to disguise and disperse the money he made as a racketeer. Compared to other gangsters, Malone kept a relatively low profile. His desire for privacy was enforced by 4 large dogs who never left his side. Although he was rumored to be involved in everything from rum running to gold heists, he never spent a single night in jail until he was arrested in 1932 for tax evasion. He was convicted the following year and was sentenced to 8 years in federal prison. He died just 2 months before he was scheduled to be released. That sucks. I have a feeling we will want to know when he died, so I'll just jot that down. Okay. Get me out of this. Ugh. Back, I say. Okay, there we go. Gangster nabbed at Moon Lake residence. Mickey Malone arrested right at his luxurious Moon Lake property. Careful to keep Malone's attack dogs at bay, agents from the Internal Revenue Service and the department. Oh. I guess we're done reading that. Department of Justice raided the lakefront home at dawn, catching Malone and his henchmen completely by surprise. Within seconds, Malone was handcuffed, wearing only an overcoat over his pajamas. He was swept out the door and into a waiting car. He was driven directly to Philadelphia, where he was jailed on charges of tax evasion and conspiracy to violate prohibition laws. The police have been wise to Malone's criminal activities for years, but 3 previous attempts to incarcerate him failed miserably when Malone's shadowy associates, through bribes and threats, forced prosecution witnesses to recant their stories. This time, federal agents intend to rely on ledgers and tax returns to prove their case. Since 1927, when it was determined that even income gained through illegal means is taxable, authorities have been eager to use this ruling to make thugs like Malone pay for their crimes. Mickey Malone's been making us look like fools for a long time, declared Bureau of Investigation Agent Waldo Matthias. But today, the good guys finally got the last laugh. Malone loudly and repeatedly proclaimed that he'd done nothing wrong as he was led to jail. However, his protestations? Okay. Of innocence ended abruptly when, apparently not wishing to be photographed in his pajamas, Malone took a swing at a press photographer. He was quickly subdued. Okay. The Lewistown Gazette. Is a gangster about to become Moon Lake's newest resident? Rumors are flying thick and fast that Mickey Malone, a self-proclaimed captain of industry with far more ties to gamblers and smugglers than legitimate businessmen, is building a house on the north shore of Moon Lake. The rumors started last June when the 10-acre property on which the house is being built was purchased by Philadelphia Duds and Suds, a company owned by Malone, which is widely believed to be merely a front for his criminal undertakings. Secrecy has shrouded the project ever since the construction began in October of last year. 4 men and a locked gate block the driveway leading to the site. Unauthorized persons and vehicles are summarily turned away. Day and night, security guards patrol the heavily wooded lakefront property. Several large trucks strategically parked obscure any and all views of the site from the water. Even the workmen have been sworn to silence. When asked if Mickey Malone was indeed building a home on Moon Lake, Waldo Matthias, the agent spearheading the Department of Justice's investigation of Malone's activities, had only this to say. If he is, I suggest he live it up while he can, because the place we're going to be sending him to ain't on no beach, and he's going to be there for a real long time. Mr. Malone could not be reached for comment. Oh. It's what's-her-face, Emily. Emily's Moon Lake Antiques dragging ban is a drag for Pennsylvania treasure hunter. There's gold in them there sandbars. Whoa. No. There's gold in them there sandbars. Okay, let's just not. At least that's been the experience of Emily Griffin, owner of M's Emporium on Moon Lake in central Pennsylvania. For the past 10 years, she has been dragging a heavy net back and forth along the bottom of the lake, uncovering and bringing to the surface relics from the 1920s. I've dredged up everything from diamond tiaras to skeleton keys to full bottles of French cognac, said Griffin. It just blows my mind what those people would drop back then and never bother going back for. One of Emily's finds, an Art Deco bracelet. That's pretty cool. She was referring to wealthy guests of gangster Mickey Malone, who built a home on the lake in 1925 and threw large, raucous parties almost every weekend. Because his guests would travel to and from the house by boat, personal items were lost overboard with great frequency. Ms. Griffin estimates that she has made close to $20,000 selling her finds to antique hunters and tourists. But last week, her windfall came to an end. The county in which Moon Lake is located passed an ordinance making the recovery of objects from the lake bed illegal. The ban arose from the fact that the bottom of Moon Lake is composed of unusually fine sand. When disturbed, it clouds the water, sometimes for days, posing a threat to the aquatic plants and fish that otherwise thrive there. Park Ranger Jeff Akers, who oversees the state park surrounding the lake, initiated the ban. The eco-balance of Moon Lake is simply too delicate to ignore, he contends. But Miss Griffin begs to differ. The whole thing is just plumb ridiculous, she says. You know what all that stuff down there is doing right now? It's rusting, rotting away, polluting the water. Heck, by getting it out of there, I'm doing the county a favor. Unfortunately, the county doesn't see it that way, and it appears that Miss Griffin will have to abandon what has become will have to abandon what had become a pleasantly profitable hobby. Oh, I don't know. She shrugs. I can still sell the stuff that washes up on shore. And that happens, especially after a good storm. So I may be down, she says, eyes twinkling, but I ain't necessarily out. Money won't get flushed down this toilet. Watch the Septics Roadshow. Oh my goodness. Plumbing broadcast service. Okay. And we don't care about anything. What did I learn? I don't know.
You're back.
I finished putting all those envelopes in order.
Excellent. Thank you, Miss Drew. And to show my gratitude, I've got something for you.
It doesn't involve Roman numerals, does it?
No, it's an honorary Junior Park Ranger pin. I keep them on hand so I can give them out to children whom I see demonstrating respect for park rules and regulations. A little bit of positive reinforcement. Unfortunately, I don't get to give them out that often.
Oh, gee, thanks, Ranger Acres.
She sounded kind of sarcastic.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
I must speak to the dog again. Hello, friend. Now what? Should we go talk to N?
Nice Junior Park Ranger pin. You must really be on Acres' good side.
I found an old newspaper in Sally's house that contained an article on Mickey Malone. It really got my curiosity going. What else can you tell me about him?
Person you should talk to is Jeff Acres. He's got this historical museum thing going out at that ranger station of his.
How do I get to the museum? I think I know.
How do I get to the museum?
Just up lake from Sally's on the east side.
Guess I'll see you later.
Keep on trucking.
What can I touch around here?
Ew!
What did you expect, Nancy? You don't want anything to do? I think I need another hint.
Hello?
Bess, it's Nancy.
I know that. What's going on?
Get this. It turns out that Jeff Acres will be one happy park ranger if Sally sells her Moon Lake property back to the bank and they wind up selling it to the Parks Department.
You think he might be responsible for all this ghost dog stuff?
He has a motive and he has a dog, although it doesn't look at all like the dogs that have been scaring Sally.
But it shows he knows something about dogs. Better pull out your suspect list and pencil him in, Nan.
I still say you guys should lighten up on him.
I could sure use a nice big hint right about now.
Why don't you give the wall safe in the cellar another try?
Bye, you guys.
Ta-ta!
Ciao for now.
Oh, yeah, because what was it? It was like the date when he was pinched. Does that mean when he was nabbed? Like when he was jailed?
It looks like a tiny hole.
Okay. Or like, oh shit, that worked.
What's the combination?
When he was pinched, or was it when he died? Is that pinch? We'll try that first. So I want and then 30. Oh shit.
I
those
better be
were deer
careful.
mice.
What?
I better be careful.
How? Oh. This journal is the property of William Akers, 1933 to 1942.
Speakeasy.
April 29th, 1933. Today Mickey went to prison, but they were walking him to the paddy wagon. When they were walking him to the paddy wagon, he told me to take care of his dogs. And when the time came to do their tombstones like he told me, then he whispered to me to look under the Victorilla in the speakeasy at Moon Lake. He said I'd find a map to the gold he stole 2 years ago. Then they shoved him into the wagon, and that was that. Poor Mickey. How's a guy who never spent one night in jail supposed to spend 8 years in prison? He'll never make it. I think he wants me to have the gold because deep down he knows he's never coming home. Anyway, I looked under the Victorilla and found the map. The problem is there's nothing on it except a bunch of lines and the words, "The dogs will lead the way," but there's no X marking the spot or directions or nothing. But I need money bad. My wife and baby haven't had anything decent to eat in months. So I'm gonna pack them up and move to Moon Lake permanently so I can spend all my time looking for the gold. May 4th, 1933. Mickey never told me outright that he was the guy who pulled off the hole in the floor gold heist. He always said the less I knew, the healthier I'd stay. But according to the papers, a bunch of gold was stolen off a moving train right under the noses of about a dozen Pinkertons. Mickey must have greased somebody's palm real good and got him to cut a hole in the floor of the boxcar the gold was going to be shipped in. After the gold was loaded, one of the boys crawled under the train and pulled himself into the boxcar. Then when the train was moving, he dropped the gold down the hole onto the tracks. Mickey's boys picked it up and got away clean. Nobody ever suspected Mickey was behind it. So what I'm looking for is 20 gold bars. The papers said altogether they weighed around 600 pounds. The question is, did Mickey hide them in one place or did he spread them around? He must have buried them, but where? I just thought of something. Maybe Mickey trained his dogs to go to the gold if you say the right word. I'm going to try to say gold to them tomorrow and see what happens. July 14th, 1933. I've said every word I can think of to all the dogs, but they haven't led me anywhere except around in circles. I spent the last month following them around. First Xander, then Vitus, then Lucy. I don't have to follow Iggy because all he does is sleep on the porch. So it looks like I'm gonna have to start digging. I'll dig under the porch first, seeing as that's where Iggy always is. October 21st, 1933. A month ago, I started working as a handyman over in Lewistown to make ends meet. So even though I stop by Mickey's every day to feed the dogs, I can only look for the gold at night. I dug all around under the porch but didn't find nothing. I marked the porch
Joe
on the map.
Akers? Emily said Jeff Akers' father was named Joe. Maybe Jeff is related to William Akers after all.
Okay. On the map with the big I for Iggy, because that's the place where he always leads me to. I was so busy digging last Tuesday night that I almost wasn't there when my son was born. We're calling him Joe. His big sister is real happy. She says baby Joe is just like the dolly she's always wanted, but we could never afford to get her. Truth is, we can't really afford Joe neither. I keep writing to Mickey asking him to please tell me straight out where the gold is, but he never writes back. I'll just have to keep digging. Leavenworth Prison, Leavenworth, 48, Kansas. Okay. September 9th, 1935. Now I spend all my free time digging in the woods. I dig around everything that could be a landmark, logs, rocks, trees, stumps. But I never find nothing. Plus I keep getting lost. The paths look so much alike, especially at night, that I spend most of my time trying to figure out where I am. So last Sunday I memorized the way to the cemetery. It's R R L L R R L R L L R L L R R L R R L. Okay. I mean, I've already gotten there, but whatever. February 11th, 1939. Even though Mickey never allowed the dogs in the speakeasy or the tunnels, I've been looking there for the gold, because I looked everywhere else I can think of and got nowhere. Last week I found out that Mickey changed the passcode to the spigots in the speakeasy. This got my hopes up. Because the way I figured it, why would Mickey change the code without telling me unless he was hiding something? But when I finally figured out the new code, I didn't find nothing in the tunnel that opened up that wasn't there before. Why Mickey spent all that money on pictures of those dogs of his, I'll never understand. March 2nd, 1942. I give up. Mickey's dead, and so are all his dogs. I'll never find the gold. I got a good job offer over in Harrisburg, and I'm gonna take it. Little Joe and Sarah deserve a better life than they've gotten so far, and it's high time Callie got a nice house and a husband who doesn't spend all his time chasing after something he can't find. But I'm leaving this journal here because who knows? Maybe someday I'll suddenly remember something Mickey said, and it'll finally hit me where he hid the gold. Maybe I'll come back here and find it after all. But in the meantime, I got my family. They're what's important. They're treasure enough.
The dogs will lead the way. I wonder what that means.
Interesting. Oops. We gotta tell somebody.
Hello?
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Nancy. Hey, Joe. Pick up the phone. Joe's in the kitchen. Worked up a real appetite watching me vacuum out the car. Hello?
Hi, Joe. It's Nancy. What are you eating?
Sandwich. Either roast beef or really old turkey. Can't tell. Don't care.
So how's life as a dog catcher?
I'm pretty sure I know why somebody wants Sally out of the Malone house.
So come on, spill.
Apparently, Malone stole a small fortune in gold bars off a train and hid them somewhere on his property here. They've never been found.
How do you know?
One of his employees, a guy named William Akers, kept a journal, which I found and of course read.
Of course.
Wait a sec. Did you say William Akers?
I did, but according to our friendly park ranger, Jeff Akers, he's no relation. The fact that they have the same last name is just a big, unfortunate coincidence.
Yeah, right.
According to his journal, William Akers spent months following each dog around, hoping one of them would lead him to the gold. None ever did.
So they didn't go running off into the woods, never to be seen again after all.
Apparently, they stayed around Malone's house for years. William Akers went to the house every day and fed them until they all finally died.
But according to their tombstones, they all died on the same day.
Those inscriptions were Malone's idea. Akers was just following instructions.
And in all that time, William Akers never found any trace of the gold?
He was pretty much a hard luck kind of guy.
What happened to him anyway?
After 9 years of searching for the gold, he finally gave up. About a year after Malone died, he put his journal in the safe, locked it up for the last time, and walked away a broken man.
That's what he gets for hitching his wagon to the star of a gangster.
A second-class gangster at that. If it had been Al Capone, maybe he could have sold his memoirs to Hollywood or something. But a flash in the pan like Mickey Malone? Not a chance.
So if you guys were 600 pounds of gold bullion, where would you be?
Maybe Malone hid it in the speakeasy.
I doubt it. William Akers had 9 years to turn this house and the speakeasy inside out and never found a thing.
Keep the faith, Nancy. If that gold hasn't been found yet, all it means is that nobody as smart as you has looked for it yet.
Later, guys.
See ya!
I guess we'll talk to Bess too.
Hello?
Bess, it's Nancy.
I know that. What's going on?
Hey, newsflash. I think I know why somebody wants to scare Sally off her property, and it has nothing to do with birds, parks, or artifacts.
So what does it have to do with?
Gold, as in 600 pounds of gold bullion.
That's a good motive.
Come on, Nancy, tell us everything. Gold is one of my favorite subjects.
Well, I found William Akers' journal.
Journal. Yeah, right. Go on.
Have you ever heard of the hole-in-the-floor gold heist?
I've heard of the hole-in-the-wall gang.
Well, according to Akers' journal, in 1931, somebody stole a shipment of gold bars in broad daylight by dropping them through a hole in the floor of a moving train.
Let me guess. The thieves were never caught, and the gold was never found.
You got it. According to Akers, Malone masterminded the whole thing, and he hid the gold right here on his Moon Lake property.
You think it's still there?
It must be. Like you said, Nancy, that would explain why somebody wants Sally, and now you, out of there so bad.
I also found a map with the inscription, "The dogs will lead the way."
You found a treasure map? My gosh, Nancy. Secret passageways, buried treasure? You're like a magnet for that stuff.
The dogs will lead the way to what?
According to the journal, Malone left Akers the map and said it would show him where the gold was, but all it has on it is that inscription and some landmarks.
What kind of landmarks?
The house, the shoreline, some rocks in the lake, the pump, the cemetery, and it's crisscrossed with lines like a grid.
A grid? Sounds like precise locations are involved.
Bye, you guys.
Ta-ta.
Ciao for now.
All right. Let's see if we can figure out anything about the porch. Can't even look at the porch. Let's go talk to him about his daddy.
Good news. I have information on your mystery woman.
Thank you so much. Is she still alive?
Her name these days is Vivian Whitmore. She lives in Las Vegas, and her number is 702-555-9137.
Sorry to bother you again, but did those results from the water test come in yet?
There's something here for you from the State Department of Health.
Oh my gosh, not only is the water bad, but it seems like the well may have been contaminated deliberately.
I wouldn't go jumping to conclusions without proof, Ms. Drew. I'm sure there's a far less melodramatic explanation.
Where's Yogi?
In the run out back. Even out of sight, he's under my full control, as park rules require.
What do you know about a man named Joe Akers?
Why do you ask?
I understand he used to be the deputy here.
So?
According to Emily Griffin, Deputy Joe Akers was your father, and according to the journal I found, William Akers' son was named Joe. Another coincidence?
All right, all right. William Akers was my grandfather.
Why didn't you tell me that before?
It's not exactly something I'm proud of. My father spent his whole life trying to make people forget what my grandfather was, and trying to make sure people who didn't know what he was never found out. I've been doing the same thing.
What can you tell me about the gold that Malone supposedly buried on his property?
As far as I know, it doesn't exist. It's just one of those rumors people want to believe, so they do.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here. I apologize for my previous behavior. As a park ranger, I strive to keep my personal feelings in check at all times, and that time I failed. It's my duty as a public servant to try to make it up to you. What would you like to know?
Did your grandfather ever find any gold on Malone's property?
If he did, he never spent it. He wasn't poor when he died, but he certainly wasn't rich.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
He had immediate regrets. All right, we got some ladies to call. It's nighttime.
If you're selling something, hang up right now. I got an air horn in my hand that could deafen a dinosaur, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Oh, no, please. I'm not selling anything. Believe me. Is this Vivian Whitmore?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You got exactly 5 seconds to state your business.
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to ask you some questions.
Oh, right. The Moon Lake Park Ranger said you might call. But you have to talk fast. An old friend of mine is flying in today from Florida. And when I say old, I mean old, as in 5 years older than I am. Don't bother trying to do the math, sweet stuff. You'll hurt yourself. So, that ranger fella said you found an old picture of me.
It was of you and Mickey Malone. Do you remember him?
Of course I remember him. I remember everything about that time of my life. It was the roaring 20s, for crying out loud. One of the most exciting decades in American history. Just because I've got a few years on most people doesn't mean my brain's turned to tapioca, sweet stuff.
Did you spend much time at his place on Moon Lake?
Moon Lake. Talk about your fond memories. I had a lot of fun there. Although I wasn't anywhere near as wild as most young people were back then. But I think Mickey kind of respected me for that. I was his gal for 5 years. He always kept birch beer on tap at that speakeasy of his just for me.
Tell me about the speakeasy.
It was in the basement, right there at Moon Lake. Feds never knew about it, but everybody who was anybody on the East Coast back then, actors, musicians, bankers, politicians, they knew. You weren't big time unless you'd made at least one trip to Moon Lake Mickey's.
That's weird. I'm staying in his old house on Moon Lake, and I haven't seen any sign of a speakeasy.
Course you haven't. You're not supposed to. Only Mickey and Willie knew how to get into the speakeasy from the house. The rest of us had to go in and out the regular way, through the cemetery.
The cemetery?
There was a lock hidden in one of the tombstones in that little cemetery behind the house. You needed a key to unlock it, and when you did, stairs would appear that led to the speakeasy.
Do you have any idea how to get into Malone's speakeasy from the house?
I sure don't. That saloon was built using 2 main ingredients, concrete and secrecy. Mickey always bragged that nobody could get in unless he wanted them in, and I do believe he was right. But I'll tell you what, if you send me that picture of me and Mickey, I'll send you my key.
The key to the tombstone? You still have it?
It's in the bottom of my jewelry box. I've come this close to throwing it out 100 times, but it's so small, and the memories it brings back are so big. Well, I just couldn't, as a joke. Mickey had a tombstone made with the name of this federal agent who had it out for him inscribed on it. That's the one the key unlocks.
William Akers, the guy you call Willie. He wrote about looking for the gold that Malone had supposedly buried on his property at Moon Lake. Do you know anything about that?
The hole in the floor gold heist. Well, I'll be darned.
So it's true? He did bury gold on his property?
Truth be told, when Mickey told me he was the one who pulled off that heist and that he'd buried 20 gold bars at Moon Lake, I didn't believe him. I thought he was making it up. See, Mickey and I were on the outs by then. I thought he was just trying to entice me to come back. But if he told Willie the same thing, maybe there's something to the story after all.
Do you have any idea where he might have hidden it?
Afraid not. Mickey was so secretive that the men who completed his house at Moon Lake were not only only forbidden to talk about the work they'd done, but they were ordered to leave the state for good, or else. But you know, I think he mentioned a map. Yes. He said he was making a treasure map and that... The dogs. Something about those dogs of his.
The dogs will lead the way?
He was always saying that. In fact, I'm pretty sure he had it engraved on his tombstone. Think, Viv, think! He said he was making a treasure map, and that he was also having paintings done of each dog. He made it sound like one thing had something to do with the other, like he was giving me some big important clue. But I just figured he was playing games, trying to lure me back with mystery and intrigue. I told him to buzz off. Maybe I shouldn't have.
Did he say what he was going to do with the paintings?
He said he was going to hang them in the speakeasy, and I'm sure that's precisely what he did.
Can you remember anything about Malone's dogs that might suggest where he hid the gold?
I stayed away from his dogs. They made me nervous, always jumping around, barking at this or that. The only one I liked was, what was his name? Iggy! I liked Iggy because he was nice and quiet. He just lay on the porch all day and didn't make a peep.
Do you know anything about the safe that's in the cellar of his house at Moon Lake?
You must be talking about the wall safe. That was Willie's. By Willie, I mean William Akers, one of the guys who worked for Mickey.
What can you tell me about William Akers?
He was Mickey's most trusted employee. Mickey treated all his other men like dirt, but not Willie. He honestly liked Willie, respected him, trusted him implicitly.
It's been fun talking to you.
I know. Hello?
Hey, Sally, it's Nancy.
Nancy, hi. How's it going?
I'm afraid I have some bad news. I had your well water tested, and according to the health department, it contains a very high level of arsenic.
Arsenic? Somebody poisoned my well?
Maybe not. The health department is running more tests. When you bought the house, did anyone mention a problem with the well?
No. And it doesn't matter. I love that house, and I am going to live in it. If that well's bad, I'll just dig another one. At least I will when I know for sure why bad things keep happening there. You are going to figure that out, right, Nancy?
You bet I am.
I knew I could count on you.
Were you ever told that Mickey Malone supposedly buried a small fortune in gold bullion somewhere on your property and that it has yet to be found?
Is this a joke?
Malone supposedly stole a bunch of gold bars off a train and buried them at Moon Lake. You never heard about that?
No. Could it be true?
Well, if somebody thinks it's true, that may be the reason they're trying to frighten you off your property.
How did you hear about it?
I found the journal of a man named William Akers in a safe in your cellar. He was one of Malone's closest associates. Ever hear of him?
Never.
In the paperwork that you had to wade through when you bought this property, do you recall ever coming across the name Vivian Whitmore?
No, I sure don't. Who's she?
A close friend of Mickey Malone's, or so it would seem.
Her name wasn't anywhere on the deed. I know that.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
God. She's so useless. Oh my god. She didn't know one thing. Okay. I just want to see. A Red Hawk ever gonna show up? Maybe I should go mail that picture. So I think I have to talk to Jeff then.
Hello again, Miss Drew. Am I in for another interrogation?
I'd like to mail this photo to the woman in Las Vegas. Can you do that for me?
As always, I'm here to serve, Miss Drew. Just give it to me and I'll take care of it. I'm sure she'll be very pleased to get this back.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here. Hello again, Miss Drew.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
Okay, but now what? I guess I'm gonna get another hint. Don't judge me.
Hello?
Hey, Frank, it's Nancy. Got a minute?
You bet. Hang on. Pick up. It's Nancy. We were gonna head to the park and shoot some hoops, but we can't. Wanna know why?
Why?
Because it's raining.
And you just washed your car? Ouch.
I told you it was gonna rain.
You always say that. So what have you got?
I managed to get in touch with someone who used to be Malone's girlfriend. She says there's a speakeasy beneath Sally's house.
But you haven't been in it yet?
No, Vivian, that's her name. She's going to send me her key. I'm not even going to tell you what the key unlocks.
So you could literally be sitting on top of a speakeasy? Cool.
How do you think your suspects would feel if that turns out to be the case?
Emily Griffin would no doubt be thrilled at the chance to collect artifacts on dry land for once.
But it would be easier to collect them if no one else knew about the speakeasy. So if she somehow knows about it and figures you and Sally don't...
She'd have a motive for trying to scare us off the property.
In other words, you're right back where you started. Maybe Emily has a motive, maybe she doesn't. Anything else my genius brother and I can help you with, Nancy?
I seem to be getting nowhere fast. Anybody have any suggestions?
Well, say something, Frank.
Sorry, Nance. You're on your own on this one.
Later, guys.
See ya!
Gosh, dang it. What if I sleep a whole day?
Hello again, Miss Drew.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Hmm.
How you holding up?
Do you know anything about the gold that Mickey Malone supposedly buried somewhere on his property?
All I got to say about it is, if there really was a bunch of gold buried somewhere and nobody ever found it, it's for darn sure nobody ever will. Not with them dogs up there.
Guess I'll see you later.
I guess you will.
Well? Do I have to call her and tell her that I mailed her photo? Oh, wait, what?
Hello?
Is this Vivian?
No, this is your station drop-off. Vivian's fixing snacks in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh, Eustacia Andropov? Harry Houdini's cousin?
Use the air horn like I showed you!
No, Eustacia, wait. It's Nancy Drew. I talked to you on the phone a couple of months ago, just after a friend of mine was kidnapped in St. Louis. I asked you questions about the theater where the kidnapping took place, the Royal Palladium, remember?
Nancy Drew, the Snoopy one. You're not dead yet?
No.
Most people, I talk to them one day, next day they're dead. It is an old age thing.
Oh, stop being so morbid here. Have some clam dip. Hello? Nancy? So you know Eustacia, huh? Small world. Well, what's up?
It's been fun talking to you.
23 skidoo, kiddo.
Oh, that was odd. Let's go to the cemetery. We can imagine what it would be like if we had the key. This must be the one.
It looks like some kind of keyhole.
Yep. All right. I guess let's go talk to Red. I didn't mean to do this.
I need a bucket.
How's the bird watching coming along?
Mickey Malone supposedly buried a bunch of stolen gold bars on his property way back in the 20s. Did you know that?
Really? That's interesting. I don't much care, but it's interesting.
Ever hear of a man named William Akers?
I know an extremely annoying park ranger named Jeff Akers, but I've never heard of any William Akers.
See you in a while.
Shh, down a notch. Remember.
Okay. Ah! I haven't saved in a while.
Well, I don't see any hawks, but this is probably the tree Red was talking about. At least it was the tree. That sounded like a hawk. There it is. I better get a picture before it takes off.
Woo! God damn, I did not see that thing.
Hey, what is that hawk standing on? Oh, that looks like a speaker. Huh?
Oh no.
I better get out of here.
Oh no.
The legs are tied. I can't move. At least I can kick. If I could just get that scythe down, I could use the blade to cut the rope around my wrists and free my hands.
Okay. Oh. Nowhere. Oh my gosh. Okay. What does this do? Oh. Well. Okay. There we go.
I can't just let this thing burn up. I've got to put it out.
With my buckets of water, huh?
What in blazes happened? I saw the fire from my platform and came running. You weren't in there playing with matches, were you?
I was looking at birds, and then I noticed something on the house, and the next thing I knew, I was locked in the tool shed and somebody was setting it on fire.
Whoa, you're not making much sense. Probably smoke inhalation or something. Come talk to me after you've cleaned yourself up and gotten some sleep. I need to tell you something.
Somebody tried to kill you?
I didn't say that.
Somebody knocked you out, locked you in a shed, set it on fire, and you think they were, what, just pulling a prank? Wake up and smell the hostile vibes, Nancy.
I guess it's just hard for me to believe that anybody would consider me to be that big a threat.
I should have never let you stay there by yourself.
Sally, I'm fine. I feel bad about your tool shed, though.
Who cares about the shed? It was full of junk anyway. I'm glad to be rid of it.
That's kind of the way Ranger Akers saw it, too. He showed up right after the birdwatcher did and ticketed me for burning refuse in a manner that endangered park property.
That man is insufferable.
Emily was nice, though. She came by right afterwards and wouldn't leave until I drank the tea she made for me.
Look, Nancy, one more time. If you want to leave, just say the word and I'll come get you.
Sally, one more time. I'm fine.
Well, then promise me you'll be careful, okay?
I promise. I'll be in touch.
You better.
She's not fine. She was almost murdered. And she's a teenager, right? Oh my God. Pretty suspicious that that bird catcher was there.
Hello there. I owe you an apology. After you came up here looking for those red tails, I gave my map a closer look and realized it was more than 50 years old. Reason you can't find them is probably because their favorite nesting tree is gone. Finding that hawk's gonna be harder than I thought, so why don't you just give me back my camera and I'll take it from here. It didn't get burned up in that fire or anything, did it?
Somebody clobbers me over the head and then tries to barbecue me, and all you're worried about is your camera?
It's a very expensive camera.
I never noticed those gas cans before.
I ran out of gas. So much for being prepared, huh? Well, that's all I wanted to tell you. I'm sure you've got places to go, things to see, people to pester.
You'll be happy to know that I did get a picture of a red-tailed hawk. So here's your camera back. I got all the birds.
Thank you, Nancy. Nice work. You're a credit to your generation.
See you in a while.
Yeah.
Well, that's suspicious. I don't trust that guy at all. Camera is suddenly gone, I see. Or a speaker. Let's tell the Hardy Boys.
Hello?
Frank, it's Nancy.
I'm here too. What's up?
Later, guys.
You bet.
Bye, Nancy.
Hello?
Bess, it's Nancy.
I know that. What's going on?
I think somebody may have deliberately put poison down Sally's well.
Yikes.
What makes you think that?
The Department of Health found unusually high levels of arsenic in the water sample I sent them.
Somebody's trying to poison you with arsenic?
They said that?
It's apparently not unusual to find some arsenic in well water.
So somebody could be trying to poison you.
But you don't know for sure.
Right, and they may not be trying to poison anybody. They may want to contaminate the well just enough to force Sally to either go to the expense of digging a new one or forget the whole thing and leave.
And because arsenic is found naturally in well water anyway, you may never know for sure. Bummer.
Malone's girlfriend, Vivian, said that Malone hired an artist to do paintings of his dogs right around the time he was bragging about creating a map that would lead to his gold.
Have you seen the paintings?
They're not in the house, so either they're in the speakeasy, which I still haven't gotten into, or they're long gone.
Keep looking for them, Nan. If they were done at the same time as that map, they could contain some kind of clue.
Bye, you guys.
Don't be a stranger.
Take care.
Okay. So I think my next move is to go talk to Jeff again. Maybe go poke around Birdwatcher guy's station while he's not there.
A package just arrived for you from Las Vegas.
Hell yeah!
Great. Vivian sent me the key.
Wouldn't want to break any littering laws, would we?
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Alright, maybe we don't have to talk about what happened to me. To the cemetery! Where we can finally get into that speakeasy. Good call! Damn it. Wait, where am I? No, that's the right way. There we go. Wonder what this word is. O-Y-E-M. Oh. Okay.
It's too dark. I need a flashlight.
Already ahead of you, Nancy.
Oh, the batteries are going dead. I
Don't do.
can't see a thing. I'd better go back.
Gosh, dang it. Well, I went back.
It's silly to try to explore this in the dark. Oh, the batteries are going dead. I can't see a thing. I'd better go back.
All right, now let's go to Emily's. No. I never mean to do this.
How you holding up?
I need flashlight batteries. Do you carry them?
Yep. But you know, I've been meaning to make a pretty display out of them packs of combo cola over there for the longest time. Just can't seem to get around to it.
In other words, you'd like me to give it a shot.
Here's the way it should look when you're done.
Okay. Where are they? Oh, okay. This is crazy.
Ta-da! One smiling goldfish. It's obviously never tried combo cola.
Hey, Nancy, this mean you got them cans stacked?
You bet. They look just like the picture you gave me, which you can have back.
Here's your batteries, and thanks, Nancy.
Oh, that was the sound of her doing her batteries. Okay. All right, back to the cemetery. gonna make me do this again?
It's silly to try to explore this in the dark.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
Very creepy.
So this is the speakeasy. Wow.
Pretty neat. I could probably put that away. Hey, Iggy. The chillest one. What's this about? Let me see. I guess we don't care. Woof.
Ah, he's so cute.
Sander. Wow. Very doggy theme. This one's in great shape. Lucy. It's dark in here, yo. Getaway car vacations, also known as road trips. Oh. Aha. I don't want to go there, though. Thank you. But what can I look at? Oh. Dapper dog. Okay.
Those must be the spigots William Akers mentioned in his journal. The spigot won't move.
Oh no.
There must be a way to unlock these spigots.
Why can I take a really close look? Gotta scan. Nothing.
The spigot won't move. There must be a way to unlock these spigots.
There must be, but I don't know what it is. Aha. What does that do? Nothing? Hmm. How do I go look at that other dog?
If map is correct, the tree where Vitus would bark at the hawks used to be right about here.
Okay. And he's got a blue collar. Maybe that has inspired her to talk about more dogs. Wait, we don't need to know about Iggy. Iggy was just a chill dog. Right. How could I clean that? Bali. I'm not allowed to look anymore. When in doubt, go talk to people, I guess.
Hello.
What can you tell me about the speakeasy in the basement of Malone's house?
All I know is my grandfather managed it for Malone. Lots of rich and famous people went there. It made him tons of money, and when Malone went to prison, my grandfather sealed it up, and no one set foot in it again.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Maybe I should be asking his girlfriend. I don't like how I said that. What was her name? Vicky? Vivian. Oh, already fucked up.
Hello?
Hi, Vivian. It's Nancy Drew.
More questions?
I'm afraid so.
It's Nancy! Eustacia says hi. Go on, dear.
Are there any other tricks to getting into the speakeasy that I should know about?
I suppose it's only fair to warn you about the tunnels, and the doors, and the dead end.
Tunnels? You mean there's more than one way to get to the speakeasy from the cemetery?
Mickey had his men dig a bunch of tunnels between the speakeasy and the cemetery with hidden doors that opened when other doors closed, and lots of dead ends, so that if the speakeasy was ever raided, his guests could hide from the police. I was always terrified of getting lost, but you're a plucky girl. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Do you have any idea why the painting Malone had done of his dog, Lucy, shows her on top of an overturned boat?
Lucy, yes. She was the one who would always swim out to the abandoned boat that was stuck on the rocks off Mickey's dock. She'd just lie on it all day, every day like she owned it. Darndest thing I ever saw.
Where exactly were these rocks?
About 50 feet off the east end of Mickey's dock. Mickey always warned people he invited to his place about them. Was kind of his way of keeping out party crashers. In fact, as I recall, the boat belonged to Flo Ziegfeld. He was famous, you know. Produced these huge musical extravaganzas on Broadway called the Ziegfeld Follies. Anyway, Mickey didn't like him, thought his show stunk. But Ziegfeld kept begging for an invite to one of his parties, so Mickey finally said okay. Said just be sure to approach the dock from the east. So he did. Ran right up on the rocks and capsized. Boat was a total loss. Ziegfeld was so mad he just left it there. Mickey laughed for weeks.
Do you know anything about the dog Malone called Xander?
He barked. They all barked. Bark, 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 bark. All of them except Iggy.
Do you have any idea what Xander was barking at?
I can't remember. Those dogs are just one big noisy blur.
It's been fun talking to you.
I know.
That was very useful information. Perhaps now I can go see. Or not. But why? Do I have to go in from the cemetery every time? Aw. And I have to do this every time? Let's see what else we've got going on. That doesn't look stable. A cave in. That we can walk right up to. I have gone in a circle. Well, I don't know. And why can't I take this? Time to call Bess.
Hello?
Bess, it's Nancy.
I know that. What's going on?
I could sure use a nice big hint right about now.
Did you go through all the fascinating factoids in Ranger Acre's computer? Maybe one of them will explain why Malone's dog Lucy was painted on top of an overturned boat.
Bye, you guys.
Ta-ta. Ciao for now.
Fine. I bet it's Bird Guy. I don't trust him.
So Lucy would swim out to the shipwreck, which is about here.
Mm-hmm. In the 20th century, many celebrities from the East Coast spent time here, including Florence Ziegfeld, famous producer of Broadway musicals and reviews. Reviews? Reviews? What? In fact, in 1926, his boat, the Folly King, ran into the rocks at the north end of the lake and capsized. Nobody was hurt, but rather than going to the bother of repairing the boat, Ziegfeld simply left it there. Legend has it that for years, a local dog would swim out to the wreck every day and lie on it, barking at everyone who came near. The boat gradually disintegrated until now, no trace of it remains. Local legend has it that Ben Franklin spent the summer of 1744 on Moon Lake's south shore. That summer was a particularly stormy one, which has led to some speculation that his interest in lightning and electricity were sparked by his experiences here. Moon Lake has had some infamous residents as well. In 1925, at the height of Prohibition, Mickey Malone, a gangster from Philadelphia who got rich smuggling and distributing illegal liquor, built a house on the North Shore at the site of the old Retsky farm. See early settlers. People came from up and down the East Coast to attend the parties he threw at Moon Lake. He was convicted of tax evasion in 1933 and sent to prison where he eventually died. Let's see what M has got going on.
How you doing?
Guess I'll see you later.
M
Yes, you
has
will.
nothing going on. Maybe the Hardy Boys got something for me.
Hello?
Frank, it's Nancy.
I'm here too. What's up?
I finally got into the speakeasy. Care to guess what I found there?
Well, you didn't find the gold, obviously.
Worse, I found nothing. No gold, no vault full of loot, nothing. Just some paintings of Malone's dogs, which according to Malone's ex-girlfriend, have something to do with a map I found, though I have no idea what.
Is there anything else in the paintings besides the dogs?
Not really. The picture of Iggy shows him just lying there sleeping. Vitus is barking at birds, Lucy seems to be lying on top of an overturned boat, and I couldn't tell what Xander is doing because his painting is damaged.
So the dogs aren't just sitting there looking cute.
No, not at all.
What are you getting at, Frank?
If he wanted paintings of his dogs, why didn't Malone just have their portraits done? I mean, that's what most people do, right? I just think it's interesting that he chose to have them painted in action doing things.
According to Acre's journal, Iggy liked to sleep on the porch all day.
If he was painted doing his favorite thing in his favorite spot, maybe the other dogs were too.
I seem to be getting nowhere fast. Anybody have any suggestions?
You know, maybe it's the dogs in those paintings that will lead the way.
Yeah, so tap into their karma, Nan. Go with the flow. Don't be collared by doubt. Remember, the name of the game is persistence. Impatience spells doom.
Malone was just too colorful not to have put clues in those paintings somewhere.
Later, guys.
We'll be waiting.
I get the hint. But Xander's painting is in bad shape. It's a lot of bleach. Who do I talk to now?
Hello?
Hi, Vivian. It's Nancy again.
Go on.
It's been fun talking to you.
Anytime.
God damn it.
Hello?
Hey, Sally. It's Nancy.
Nancy, hi. How's it going?
What would you say if I told you there's a speakeasy under your house?
Are you kidding me?
Nope. To get into it, I had to go down some stairs that were hidden in the cemetery.
Cemetery? Good grief. You know, sometimes I wonder whether I bought a house or an amusement park.
Talk to you later.
Thanks again, Nancy.
Hello?
Bess, it's Nancy.
I know that. What's going on?
I could sure use a nice big hint right about now.
Try playing around with those spigots in the speakeasy. And really, really look at those paintings. Malone was such a colorful character. I mean, to give his dogs such weird names? I'm sure he collared the artist and had him or her put clues in those paintings somewhere.
Bye, you guys.
See ya. Bye.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down, I think. I just click and hope. All right. Iggy is yellow. Okay. I'm gonna have to take some notes. Bear with me. Vitus is blue. Xander, red. And Lucy is green. What if they were the first letter of their names? So blue would be V. And then X. All right. Okay. Oh. All right. Oh, shoot. Hmm.
Xander played by the pump, which is right here.
All right. Now we know that much. I don't know. What the hell? Is that the dog? What the hell? Okay. So it has to be this one.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it does not.
It's some kind of lock. It's some kind of lock.
Yes, and? Is there no way around it, Nancy Drew? Well, that seemed pointless. Oh. What the heck?
So you're the ghost dogs. You look pretty real to me.
Aww.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good puppy?
Cute. Dento glue. Oh. Why would it need to be safe for pets? Convenient that it says that. 11:28, 1 to 3 a.m. 6 foot northeast of Malone Dock. Comb, cameo pin, 2 bottles, empty, 5 coins. Rumor going around that the Malone house has been sold. Find gold now. Now. Eddie and Cher, stinky breath, must brush their teeth. 12:05, 2 to 4:30 a.m. 500 feet northeast of Malone Dock, 1 bottle cognac full, tiara rusted, 1 key, initials MM. Doggy checkup time. Dogs to vet in Lewistown. Appointment 4:30 p.m. 12:10. Return Titanic to Val's video. Same time. Overdue. Rumor true. Sale of Malone House final. Still no sign of gold. Time for Plan D, as in dog. Extra treat for Cher for being so good. 12:11, 1 to 2:30 a.m. 500 feet south of Rocks. 1 silver flask, 3 bottles, empty, 2 plates, slightly damaged. Too cold to drag, store nets for winter. Take MM key found in lake to Harrisburg, show check. Charles D. Weasel, Antiques. Dealer appraisal. Get hair done while at Harrisburg's. Well, I think we know who it is then, don't we? Vet lab reports in. All dogs A++. Buy extra happy hound ham sticks for training. New owner moving in late April. Order electronic whistle, speakers, transmitter, eye lights, Gary's gadgets and gizmos. Chuck says MM key specially made for Malone in 1931. Gold heist was 1931. Key equals gold. Try in toolshed, speakeasy, Malone house, closets, old trunk. No gold. Tiles on mosaics and tunnel push in and out. Clue to where gold is? Think. Sally McDonald, 27, freelance photographer. For tunnel kennel need, food bowls, flea collars. 20% off sale at Well Pets, doggy beds, wiki toys, chew bones. SM moving in April 19th. Work on mosaics 1 by 1. Push every tile. Mosaic 1, Mosaic 2, Mosaic 3, Mosaic 4. Nothing happens. Malone and his stupid puzzles can take a flying leap. Dogs ready for hunting. Wish I could sick them on Malone. Sally M. gone. Who is Nancy Drew? Who is she? Get out nets, repair, check boat for leaks. Indy knows about gold. Must find before she does. Phew. What did Bruce and Meryl roll in during exercise time? Might as well give all of them a bath. Aha! She just left it here. That's convenient. Same speakers. Oh, those must be the lights. It's Tattler. Oh, is this from a different game?
These dogs have been trained to act vicious on command.
Rude.
I bet the dogs attacked Sally's house because a high-frequency signal was transmitted to them through the speaker I saw on the roof. You've been trained to respond to a silent signal from this thing, haven't you?
Hello, little puppy dog. They're so cute. Oh my god. Actually, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Woo, this is a lot.
It's locked.
Probably for the best.
Something's missing here.
Whatever could it be, Nancy Drew? That is where it came from. Well, that can't be good. All right.
The wheel is spinning, but nothing's happening. It's locked.
Hmm. Hmm.
The wheel is gone.
You took it off.
The wheel is gone.
Oh my god.
Something's missing here.
Okay.
It's blocked.
Well, yeah. This is stupid.
Something's missing here. Something's missing here. Something's missing here.
I feel so dumb.
It's locked.
Okay. So now it's back to where it was. And now it's over there. There we go.
I'm this close to finding the gold. I just know it.
Oh. Built by Krollmeister Wellworks in 1924? Oh. So this is clearly color-coded by a dog again. Whoa.
The wheel is gone. The wheel is gone.
Okay. So we go. Ah.
Better make sure this door is closed all the way before I fool around with anything else.
Bro. No. I will take that.
100 pounds of gold bullion. Wow.
Wow. Yep, you saw it.
Hey there, Nancy. Why, what on earth have we got here?
I can't let Emily catch me.
But I'm
I
trapped.
can't let Emily catch me.
Okay.
Don't you shut that door on me, Nancy Drew.
If I don't keep moving, Emily will catch me.
Luckily, we have the sewer. But nowhere to go in the sewer.
Looks like it's just you and me and Malone's gold, huh, Nancy?
Okay. Oh. I see what's happening.
There's plenty of gold here. Let me
I
out
need
of
to
here,
get out of here.
Nancy. Nancy, wait. Let's talk about this. This can just be our little secret. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, remember? Nancy?
The gold's all yours, Em. Enjoy it while you can.
Oh, Nancy has taken over.
Dear Ned, as soon as I got out of the tunnels, Emily had left a door open. I called the sheriff. But when I led him back down the well to the room where I'd left Emily, she refused to leave. He and his deputies finally got her out, but one of them said afterward that if he had to choose between getting a bear away from her cub and getting Emily away from that gold, he'd pick the bear. What's worse, by the time they took Emily away, the place was swarming with reporters from all over the country. The commotion has scared away every bird for miles. I'm pretty sure Red Knot would like to strangle me. On the other hand, when Ranger Akers found out that 7 cars and 2 helicopters were illegally parked on park property and that he was going to get to ticket them, he was ecstatic. Tucker Dave has finally cleared away that dead tree, which means I'm free to drive home. Moon Lake is beautiful, but I've had enough wildlife for now. Which reminds me, did I mention that those 4 ghost dogs are actually very sweet? They're so sweet, in fact, that Sally is seriously thinking about adopting them. How's that for irony? Ever yours, Nancy. Bess, hi, it's Nancy. I'm at this little amusement park on the coast. I wish I could say I was having a wonderful time, but the fact is, some pretty spooky things have been happening here. There have been some strange accidents. And the carousel, it starts up in the dead of night all by itself, like it's haunted or something. You know me, I don't get scared very easily, but I saw it myself, and I'll call you later. I've gotta go right now.
Yes, another one done. That was a lot of fun. I really liked that one. I played it as a very, very small child. In fact, I think this was like one of the first computer games I ever played. So naturally, I didn't finish it again. I say that a lot, but I finally got a chance to finish it, and I really, really enjoyed that one. That was great. Thanks. Bye.